Let's look at final exam question number 41, found on page 670 of Teach Yourself Electricity and Electronics 5th edition. This question asks us about a situation shown by figure exam-4 at the bottom of page 670. Here is a rendition of that diagram, simplified in some ways and embellished in other ways. We have a situation here where the resistance is 30 ohms and an inductive reactance is J 20 ohms, so the real number part of that, X, is 20. Phi is the phase angle, which we can determine just by looking at the picture. Z is the absolute value impedance, and the vector, the red vector, shows the impedance vector, the complex impedance vector. This is the upper half of the resistance reactance half plane for complex impedance. The power factor can be calculated in two ways. We can either take the cosine of that phase angle, or we can divide the resistance by the absolute value impedance. Well, the cosine of this angle, if you'll remember your geometry, would be that resistance divided by the length of that vector, which is Z. So that's really just two different ways of expressing the exact same calculation. But the rub is we don't know what phi or phi is, and we don't know what Z is either. Well, let's find phi, the phase angle. We can take the arctangent of x over r to find that angle, which is the arctangent of 2/3. If you do that, you'll get a phase angle of somewhere around 33 degrees, give or take a little bit. You can punch those numbers into your calculator. We can use a squiggly or wavy equal sign. It's something on the order of 33 degrees. You'll get a display with a lot of digits in it. Just leave that in there, and then take the cosine of that and round it off to two significant figures, and you will end up with a power factor of 0.83, which is choice C, as in Charlie. Well, that's the first way of figuring that out, but we can go at it from another direction as well. We can calculate Z. Now, if you will remember your Pythagorean theorem from geometry class, we have a triangle here with Z as the hypotenuse, the long side. The base is 30, the height is 20. The length of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the square root of the base, in this case r, squared. Pardon me, I'm getting this messed up. As if you're not confused enough already. If you aren't confused, maybe you should be. Nothing like encouraging words, right? That is how we calculate Z. Well, r squared is 900. X squared is 400. You add them, you get 1300, which comes out to just about, the square root of 1300 comes out to just about 36. Now we know R and we know Z. So the power factor equals R over Z, roughly equals 30 over 36, and you take your handy dandy calculator, and you will once again get 0.83 rounded off to 2 significant figures. Again, choice C as in Charlie. And again, if you want to review this material, which I recommend that you do, this being one of the probably the most difficult question in the whole exam, refer to pages 286 to 289 in the text.